Dernier 1CT5 once again. I'm kind of curious, how do you measure time concerning disabilities? On myself, sometimes it's minute by minute, sometimes it's hour by hour, and with my epilepsy especially, it's never, it's sometimes if, it's sometimes when, and you know, with me, the seizures especially are not necessarily a sensitive topic per se, but every seizure you have consequences. As mentioned previously, you're being electrocuted from the inside out, and with the convulsions, you have no control. Sometimes situations happen where you lose, God forbid, you lose control of your bladder and your bowels, and you end up soning yourself. But that's just the nature of the beast with seizures. And I guess in this particular topic, you do measure time a certain way. Now, every day that I don't have a seizure, so it's measured day by day. But luckily, I have a way of suppressing them. I guess you could say you can't really prevent every seizure. That's almost impossible. And so there are certain medicines that are emergency medicines that if you feel something coming on, sort of an aura or a warning sign, whatever a warning sign may be, that you can get to this chemical in time and it will suppress the seizures themselves. So with me, I guess it's, with that particular disability, it's day by day, not necessarily seizure by seizure. But consequences of seizures can vary from one particular diagnosis to another. But with especially the convulsive type of seizure, there can be memory loss. There's some things that I don't remember, some things I do. So I tend to use notepads or Google Docs or something like that to write some things down that I need to remember, or I tend to use alarms, especially with my Amazon Alexa. And so, certain disabilities you measure it day by day, others you measure it hour by hour. But especially with the neurological disorders, you tend to measure it minute by minute at times, because these things, as complex as the mind may be, can be so severe that you don't really have much of a choice. And there's, a sense of like, okay, is this going to get worse? Is it going to get better? And those are the disabilities that you measure minute by minute many a time. I found out from years of experience with seizures, it's that way. And you measure it minute by minute sometimes with severe epilepsy. This can end up in to the point where you have to have brain surgery to remove the origin of the seizures themselves, and so that can lead to permanent brain damage and permanent brain neurological disability, a lot worse than the seizures themselves. So those you measure minute by minute, and let's hope that many of us have familial support in this, because that's key. Not only for our psychological survival, but for our physical survival, especially someone like myself with severe epilepsy and cerebral palsy combined. There are many things physically, as far as structurally maintaining the house, construction-wise, or even outdoor maintenance that I can't do. Hand tools I can deal with, hand saws, and as far as reciprocating saws, anything electrical, not so much. Primarily because of my right hand and the lack of coordination. And so with these, you tend to measure these, neurological disabilities minute by minute. And, time management is a key thing with many of us, pretty much all of us whom have disabilities. And, a lot of this is measured by a clock. It could be measured by pleasant events of ours. I mean, every time I see my good friend, who I'd known ever since I was a child, I see him probably twice a year, sometimes 3 times a year. And every time I see him, it's such a joy because he and I became brothers. And that you do have friends like that who, if you've known them for a long time, they become family. And so, you have people like that who are willing and able to help you out in whatever way they can. And, you've got a situation where, they're willing to help you. And so you measure it, I guess, visit by visit, I'd suppose. But, let me know in the comments. Your points of view are more than welcome. Just let me know in the comments what you really think about it. And also, if you would like and subscribe to the channel, I would greatly appreciate it. Also, if you're willing to, I'd be more than happy to talk with you on whatever video platform that is available. Once again, I really appreciate your time and patience. Cryptos 5 signing off once again. Thank you.